Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in again this week. So, this week, finally, I'm getting to the point where these vlogs are like what's happening in like current time. The first two, the third one kind of was and wasn't. Where what by the time I filmed it, so much time has passed. This was actually like last week. And the first thing I did that week was Honest had a session, so I just went along with him and I kind of filmed a little bit of it. I'm obviously not going to show too much of it because it's his session, it's his music, it's his stuff going on. So any updates you want on that, make sure to follow Honest 407. I think on everything that's his username, so make sure to check him out if you don't already. I'm sure if you follow me, you follow him, but just in case you don't. But yeah, so I did a little bit of that session. We were at Who's This Studio, and when we got there, before we met up with him, we got there a bit early. So we went to this one gaming store, which was pretty cool. They had a lot. They had this Spider-Man game that I've been looking for so long, but it was kind of like expensive. It was fairly priced for what it is because I think it was sealed. It was like it's a PlayStation 1 game, but I used to play it a lot as a kid and I really wanted to get it. I do regret not getting it, but unfortunately at the time I didn't have the money, but I do want to hopefully go back and they still have it and didn't sell it. I don't know if that's something that would sell right away, but it was also like in the display case where they have all the cool stuff. So like they know it's lit. So I'm sure other people think it's lit, but I just want it strictly just because I used to play that game so much when I was a kid. It was probably also one of the only games I think I had for PlayStation 1. I had that and like Ape Escape, and that's all I ever had, and that's all I played. I don't think I ever got that many games. To be fair, just in general, in systems, I really don't get that many games. I kind of lock in on like three and then it's never play anything else. Like even on my Switch, I only have like Pokemon and Zelda, and that's it. Very rarely do I play something else. I dabbled in Animal Crossing, but that's pretty much it. But yeah, so after that, we went to the studio. We kind of just hung out. Daisha pulled up later, so it's just kind of us messing around. Like I said, I didn't show too much of the whole session just because it was honestly session. So you're gonna have to check him out to get any further updates on that and like what he's working on. Yeah, this is just a bit of that session.
Have four standard abilities that you can gain. You can't even level them up. You just have you can level them up a little bit, but you just only have four standard abilities. Um, the combat feels a little less exciting, and they've also nerfed stealth. You know all those cool web bombs and shit. They're gone.
Why?
Are they microtransactions or just
No,
going
just
gone?
gone. Just gone. The only way you can do stealth now is perch takedowns, like above somebody, web strike takedowns, and you now have like a web line.
That's crazy because the first one was probably one of my favorite like modern video games. The first one, and
first
the
Spider-Man
same
game
with the
is
Star Wars
Batman.
one. I kind of started Outlaws. I haven't been playing a lot either, but Outlaws I started. It's kind of fun.
You were playing Outlaws for a little bit. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
Do engineer stuff for the vlog. I need you for content. Yeah, that's it. That's what I like. Your legs? What happened to your
Back
legs?
seat for a while. Zoom in on me. My Vita Coco. Re-antabolize your spirit. For this record.
HNST. I had something with a K, like KAHN. And then it'd be, I know we have the cuts of different DJs so far.
Do you want me to check through some of the other songs and see what we've said in terms of the intros and outros?
I'm vlogging. I'm in the vlog.
What's up?
Sights linger, cranberries by the picture. Sweeter than 16 with a swisher. What's the kings won't fish up? Make my sister.
Okay, so moving forward to later in the week, I had finally finished The Last Samurai. If you've been keeping up to date with me, like on TikTok and all that stuff, you've heard me talk about this book. I don't know if I talked about it here, but I was reading The Last Samurai. I finally finished it. I did not like it at all. But while I was reading it, and even before that, I promised my friend that I would read uh, the Throne of Glass series. So I finally went to go pick it up. So I went to Barnes and Noble. I went to the one in Glendale at the Galleria, and I finally picked up Assassin's Blade. I've read the entire Akatar series. It's one of my favorite series, honestly. So I have read Sarah J. Maas. I do have the full Crescent City series that was gifted to me by a friend. So eventually, I do want to get to that. But first, I'm probably gonna read the Throne of Glass series, and then I know at the end of the year, the sixth book is coming out for Agatar, and then the beginning of next year is the seventh book. So there's a lot of Sarah J. Maas that I'm eventually gonna be reading. But I'm starting with Assassin's Blade. See how much of the Throne of Glass series I can get to before the next Court of Thorns and Roses. Because once that comes out, I am locking in on that. Like that is what I am reading. I'm probably not gonna read anything else. I'm gonna put everything on pause. But speaking of that, I had to finish that, and then I did make a TBR video on my TikTok, but I guess I'll give like a little brief of what I'm planning to read this week for the people that care about like the reading. But I do need to read Assassin Blade. I've already started, so I'm a few chapters in. I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the week, and then I'm gonna read Haley Pham's book, which I am super excited about. Big fan of Haley Pham. And then after that, I'm reading this Terry Pratchett book, Guards. It's for a book club with my friend. So that's what I'm going to be reading. So yeah, I went to Barnes and Noble, went to go pick that up, kind of check some other stuff out while I was there, but it was pretty cool. Got to check it out. I got it. I got the physical and I got it on the Kindle. I have like a really bad thing where I have to get the physical because I want it for my collection, but then I'll get it for my Kindle because I want to be able to like move and read and like go places and not have to carry the book. I also kind of don't want to damage the book. I do collecting. I collect cards, comics, all that. So I'm very big on like things not getting damaged, which is unfortunate because sometimes I'll buy a book twice, which is sometimes I don't know if it's a waste of money, but definitely I don't need to do it. And I shouldn't be doing it, but I'm doing it anyways. And am I gonna stop? Probably not. So I went to the Barnes and Noble, yeah, to go do that. So here's a few clips from that. Okay, so now to finish off the week, I went to the mall with Honest. He's working on a project, so we kind of went there to kind of do some test shots, kind of get an idea of what he's planning to do. Like it's that's more for him and what he's working on. But now that me and him have a similar schedule, we've been trying to block in on working on more content. Him and my friend Daisha are helping me with my project that I'm working on, and then sometimes I'll help him out with some of his stuff. So we went to go do that. Also, I've been getting like little videos here and there. I'm kind of doing this thing where I like carry a cassette tape and walk around with it, and then I'll just like press play on it and then have it be filmed and then like put a song in the background, kind of just like a simple promo style video. Also, I'm doing something with like bubbles. So we also went and got a bit of that while we were there, but it was mainly for him to kind of see how he's gonna want some of his for future visuals for him. But that's him. Follow him for updates on that. But also while we were there, we did get some footage for me as well for some of my stuff. Also, we had gotten like a thing to go see a screening of like the new Meet the Fockers movie. Unfortunately, later in the week, like would be now yesterday. I don't know when it would be by the time you're watching this. We went, but it ended up like filling out, so we didn't get to see it, which was kind of lame. And they gave us a free AMC ticket, but it doesn't matter because I have A-list. So I was like, bro, what do I do with this? So I might just use it for like a friend or something. Like if I ever go to the movies and a friend doesn't have, it, I'll just be like, bro, just take it. Like I didn't really need the free ticket, but it was cool. But it also sucked that we missed out, but ended up still hanging out, getting further visuals. I didn't film it, but I got some visuals at the beach too. And I'm just kind of right now in a situation where like I'm stacking as much content as possible as I'm working on a project and just overall just working on a lot of music. Like working on music on my stream, working on the final Apolloverse. Maybe I still haven't fully confirmed if that's happening. I don't know. I'm like super on the fence with it. Like I want to finish the third one because it was supposed to be the third one and that was it. I was only ever gonna make 3. My original plan was to make 3, and then after that was going to be another project of me as a producer. But that project was going to be more, as opposed to me like catering to the artists that are on it, I was going to make a whole world of my own and have them enter that world as opposed to me entering their spaces. And that's what was going to be after that. So I still am unsure as if I'm going to finish Apollo versus 3, but I am working on something else while kind of getting stuff for that Apollo versus Earth 3. But it might just be a bunch of songs that come out, or I might put it together as a whole project. I, for the most part, kind of have it done already. Like I have enough songs to put together the project. They just really need to be like finalized, and that's it. Yeah. Other than that, like I am working on a project. I don't know where this train of thought got started. I think we were talking about like filming content or whatever. But yeah, so I'm gonna show some clips of us filming for that and all that. I really don't know how I got here. Honestly, I'm kind of lost my train of thought. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I probably should edit this out, but am I going to? Most likely not. We're just gonna leave this in here. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now, and I think next week I'm gonna go on a trip. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to film it. Like I said, I am still learning, and I'm kind of figuring out how I want to format these because one thing is now that they're like current up to date, it's like do I plan to go do stuff or do I just film what I'm doing? Because I know some people like will plan like whole things. Like one thing I'm a big fan of is like 24-hour readathons, which is like I'm mainly making music. I am reading and like putting some reading content in here, but like not that that's what I'm gonna do, but just like as an example of like should I try that? I don't know. This is just like me thinking out loud. But I'm trying to figure out if I just kind of film what I already am doing, or should I kind of like plan content or both? Like plan things like, okay, I'm gonna film this because sometimes like I'll be in a session or I'll be out, I'll go out and do something and I'm just doing something and I'm like, okay, sometimes I'll forget to film it. So that's another thing I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, make sure that like I'm consciously filming what I'm doing when I'm out if I'm intending for it to be in the vlog, and then also like deciding what do I want to include, what do I not want to include, obviously, because can't show my entire life, but I need enough of it to like put here and it also be relatable to like what it is that I'm trying to do. I don't know. Like I said, I'm rambling, and these are just all the thoughts that are going in my head. But part of this is also, like I said, you guys are gonna be watching me like figure it out. Like each episode, I'm gonna be figuring out how I intend to like do these and film these, and same with all my other content. So I feel like I'm getting somewhat of a format down. Also, if anyone has any tips or advice on what I can or ideas of what y'all would do or maybe would like to see, I don't know. Maybe that could help. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I'm just gonna show clips of us at the mall, and then after that, the video will be over. So if you're here, thanks for listening to me ramble and trying to figure all these things out. But if you keep watching, like I said, every Wednesday, make sure to like and subscribe, do the thing. You feel me? Um, if you don't follow me on my other platforms, I do stream also. So make sure to check me out on that. But once again, thank you guys for watching and enjoy the clips of us at the mall figuring out future content. Also, if you guys like the songs that are playing during the clips, these are beats that I'm working on or have given to people or will be future songs in the future. So make sure to comment on those too. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.